would like to introduce our speaker tonight. Rabbi Eliana Kayelle brings a deep love of education and community as the Keshet Bay Area Education and Training Manager. They hope to inspire people to think about how Jewish texts and traditions relate to them here and now, and how they can be used while working for an equitable future. Eliana is originally from Long Island, New York, where they've worked as a theater maker, Jewish educator, and community organizer. They received rabbinical ordination as part of the first cohort of Pluralistic Rabbinical Seminary in 2021 and moved to California shortly after. You can read their words in Hey Alma, Lilith, the J, and the foreword. Through their role at Keshet, Eliana works with the Jewish communities across the Bay Area, working for the full equality and belonging of LGBTQ+ Jews in Jewish life. And we welcome you particularly at this time when we must stand together, arm in arm, and ensure the rights and the dignity of each person in our community. Thank you for being with us.
I might ask for some help with the mic. Yes, for sure. Thank you. Yeah, is this good? Can you hear me? Yes. Great, perfect. All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Justin, are we good with this? Okay, good.
Awesome. As Rabbi Graf said, I'm Rabbi Eliana Kayelle. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm honored to join you this week for your Pride Shabbat. I have to be honest with you, this was a tough week for thinking about what I wanted to say this evening. I will say that we are not going to end in a place of despair, because despite the challenges that I'm going to talk about, I still so deeply believe in hope, and I believe in us. You wouldn't be in this sanctuary tonight if you didn't celebrate the LGBTQ+ community, whether you yourself are LGBTQ+, you have a loved one who is part of the community, or even if just fighting for equality and belonging for everyone is part of your Jewish practice. I am so glad that you're here. That being said, it has been an incredibly difficult time to be LGBTQ+ in this country. Tonight, I proudly stand before you as a queer trans rabbi. I love the person that I get to be in this world, and I love my communities. My queer community and my Jewish community and my queer Jewish community, for all that we are. But unfortunately, not everyone feels the same way, and they would rather make us feel small for simply existing as who we are. I'm going to put a pin in this for a second. In this week's Torah portion, Shelach, Moses sends scouts to get intel in the Promised Land. They returned saying that the people there were Nephilim, or giants, and to these giants and to themselves, the scouts looked like grasshoppers. Next, the whole community breaks into loud cries and the people weep throughout the night. The Israelites shout at Moses and Aaron, wishing they had just stayed in Egypt instead of embarking on this journey, wandering through the wilderness with hopes of maybe reaching a promised land where they can live freely. Being made to feel small, like a grasshopper, is so damaging that it can make you wish you remained invisible, staying under the hand of oppression, feeling stuck in the narrow places, and preventing you from finding the way to your promised land. 2 days ago, the Supreme Court upheld a state ban on providing gender-affirming medical care for young people. Their decision sets a terrifying legal precedent for denying life-saving care to trans, non-binary, and intersex people. We're talking about healthcare that we know for a fact has been proven to be life-saving and life-giving for so many people, and this was just a single case. The ACLU is currently tracking 597 anti-LGBTQ+ bills across the country, most of which target the trans, non-binary, and intersex community, and trans youth in particular. There have been numerous executive orders and proclamations coming from the White House that violently target the LGBTQ+ community. Bathroom bans, censorship, and don't say gay bills, ID restrictions are just a few of the tactics that are being used to try and erase queer and trans people from public life. My heart breaks for all of the trans and non-binary youth who will feel their life is not worth living because of this Supreme Court ruling, especially for those who don't have family to support them. And I'm devastated for all LGBTQ plus people who will feel the need to hide because of these targeted attacks, instead of reaching that promised land of getting to live as your most authentic self. It is no life to be forced to live behind a closet door. We are all created B'Tselem Elohim in the divine image. This is one of the 7 Jewish values that we use at Keshet to guide our work. We are all born with innate worth and the right to be who we are. Later on in Shalach, it says that a person who acts defiantly against Adonai reviles Adonai, and that person is to be cut off and bear the guilt for their actions. If we are all created B'Tselem Elohim, then to act against each other because of the core pieces of who we are is to act against God. And I'm not saying that we should be cutting everyone off, because I believe most people have the capacity to learn and grow. But I'm sure that there are those we can all think of that could use a heavy, heavy dose of kindness and compassion. So we have work to do. Kol Yisrael Aravim Zeh Bazeh, all Israel is responsible for each other. Or in other words, each of us must take action and inspire others to create a community in which we can all take pride. The Jewish community and the LGBTQ plus community both have long histories of fighting for justice. Right here in San Francisco, there is an extraordinary legacy of the Jewish community showing up to support LGBTQ plus people, most notably during the height of the AIDS crisis, when congregations sent members to prepare meals, drive to medical appointments, and visit those who were sick. The Jewish community was also on the front lines for marriage equality, and I'm proud to say that Keshet helped spearhead that movement. For the last few years, Keshet has been the convener of Thrive, a coalition of hundreds, yes, hundreds of Jewish organizations nationwide to defend trans and LGBTQ plus youth. Together, we will keep meeting the moment, ensuring that our communities are spaces where everyone knows they can show up as their true self, regardless of the vitriol that is being spewed elsewhere. I've been teaching about cultivating hope and resilience quite a bit these last 6 months. 2 questions that I ask are, what does the world of your dreams look like, and what needs to happen to get us there? Of course, it would be remarkable if our dreams for the whole world could come to fruition, but I also encourage us to think about the moves that we can make within our own communities to create a microcosm of that world we wish to see. We have to start somewhere. So what moves can we make? First, we can take action by contacting our elected officials and institutions that have say and care for LGBTQ plus people. We need to ensure that California remains a sanctuary state for queer and trans people here now and those in the process of relocating here due to hostility in their home states. You can take Keshet's Jewish pledge to affirm the dignity of trans, non-binary, and intersex people and join a growing list of people committed to protect the rights of trans, non-binary, and intersex communities. You can educate yourself and others. If you are an ally, make sure that you know the basics of LGBTQ plus identities, especially trans, non-binary, and intersex identities, as well as some of the core issues historically and currently facing our communities. Given the amount of misinformation that is circulating, it's important to ask critical questions of news coverage of the LGBTQ plus community, and always ask who might be trying to benefit from this law or regulation or the portrayal of the community, and seek out information and analysis from LGBTQ plus run sources. You can organize your community, bring along your friends and family to take action alongside you. Learn what strengths and resources are already present and leverage them to deepen your work. Support queer and trans-owned run projects and businesses. And lastly, donate money and volunteer time to organizations working for LGBTQ plus rights. This is one of the fights of our time. We have a responsibility to continue the legacy of pursuing justice. This sacred work our ancestors took part in, and now we must rise to the occasion. Collectively, we have done it before, and I just feel so certain that we will do it again. I truly believe in the power of us. I will end with this. Shalach closes with Adonai telling Moses to instruct the Israelites to make fringes on the corner of their garments, and these will serve as a reminder throughout the ages to follow the mitzvot and do holy work. Whether we wear literal tzitzit, these fringes, or not, let us create and find for ourselves our own reminders that this is the holy work we must be engaged in today. We can find it through community, through love, through family, outreach and inreach, the resilience of our ancestors, and of course, the hope that we can always hold on to. May we continue fighting for the world of our dreams, and may we continue doing it together. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much for inspiring us, particularly to remember that even in difficult times, we have power to speak out and to speak up for what we believe in, and that we must. It is our mandate as Jews to do exactly that. We are reminded of this by what you said and also by the words of Aleinu, which teach us that we are to make the world that we want to see, that we wish to see. Aleinu means it is upon us, and it is in fact upon us to keep working, to keep pushing forward, even when things seem really difficult. We stand together. So thank you so much for being with us, Rabbi Kayelle.